Hello, Cindy here with Create Your Own Luck and Love. Welcome. And today I'm going to talk about um, what good guys look for in a woman. My screen popped on and off, so I'm hoping that you saw me. Anyways, Cindy again with Create Your Own Luck and Love. If you don't know me, I work with women and men around love, relationships, how to attract and keep lasting love. And I feel like if your inner game is strong and you really know how to move through and manage your emotional place, your emotional space, and communicate effectively with one another, you can create the most juiciest, yummiest relationships ever. So, today I am talking about, once again, get this fan going, what good guys look for in a woman and what they, what keeps them coming back long term and what keeps them really committed in that relationship. So, and, not the guy that, things start off really amazing and he's showing up for a little bit and then he pulls back and his feelings change quicker than the weather and you feel like you're being put on an emotional roller coaster ride. I am not talking about that person. I'm talking about a man who knows who he is, like you know who you are, and has the capacity for a loving, connected relationship. And not everybody does. So, and it doesn't make a person wrong for not being able to, but it's knowing what to look for. So, I'm going to start here with that. And here's to really great men out there, because most men are really amazing men. So this is what that guy, the guy that wants what you want, that has the capacity for that loving, connective, committed, yummy partnership. This is what he looks for. Now, some of them aren't going to be a surprise to you, but I'm going to give you some background around it so it'll help you understand what he's really seeking and what it makes him feel to bond to you closer and really create that connection that continues to grow all the time. So, and it gives him, so the very first thing is he looks for a woman that respects him, that makes him feel respected, and that he feels significant to you. He feels significant to you. That is really, really important. And it gives him this amazing feeling, typically, and through respect, he's earned the respect from you. So, at any rate, he has earned this, how you're showing up for him. Because nobody actually, so there's a difference between putting a man on a pedestal and just telling him and showing him respect because you think that that's what you should be doing. But there's a difference in the sense of him really showing up, you noticing, and him truly, truly earning that. So I'm going to give you some examples of that in a minute. And I'll tell you first what not to do. So, what not to do is to compare him with your ex, um, to, you know, tell him how great every other guy is, and while not telling him how great he is, like not saying like, oh wow, such and such does XYZ. It would be so nice if that happened, right? Or if you go into comparison, or you tell them how, talk about in detail how great your intimate life was with another man, or you do those things, and they might seem obvious, but you don't want to do that. So if you find yourself doing things like building up someone else in a way that can make him feel bad, that never ever works. So what does work? Um, and also not putting him on a pedestal while you showing up as a doormat, meaning that if, you know, so you show respect appropriately. So if he's not showing up respectfully, and, you know, respectfully will look like, him, you know, not necessarily bringing you flowers or anything like that, but him being kind to you and others around you. Him, thinking about you when you're not around. And him actually, and you allowing him to show up. So, a lot of times I see this with, women that I work with, are really successful women. A man will have taken them out to dinner a few times, or shown up several times, and then they feel almost indebted to them. So they feel they have an agenda of, I want to take him out to dinner. But if he really wants to do that and you're not allowing yourself to receive, that can, that doesn't give him the room to show up and protect and provide for you, which is part of him showing respect for you and you acknowledging it. Men need to feel seen and acknowledged, but appropriately. Appropriately. It's so important. And a way to do that, I'm going to give you an example of that. I'm sorry, I've got to take you out here because I think my child is at the door and I locked it. Sorry about that. So, you have to see a little behind the scenes. Anyway, so something that shows him respect more than anything is asking for his opinion on something, and, letting him show up. And men like to come in and solve problems. That's why, if you've had a long day and all you want to do is vent, you want to make sure that you let him know, hey honey, I'm just looking for you to listen, right? So then he knows he doesn't need to go into problem solving mode. He just gets to listen and say, oh man, babe, that's horrible, or that sucks, right? But if you ask him for his opinion and you just take it and you listen and you receive it, you say, wow, I so appreciate that you shared that with me. Thank you. I hadn't thought about it that way. And, another way of showing respect is also letting him know that the things that you do appreciate, like, wow, I love that that you are always thinking about your family, and, you show up and you go do yard work for them, or you're, you know, I like, I love your leadership and the way that show up for your employees or the people that work with you. And, I can tell they really look up to you because you're so thoughtful in the way that you communicate things. When you do that, it's like, and you'll know, ladies, when he feels that from you, because it's like his chest puffs out like Superman and he feels so on top of the world. And it's different for every man. But know that it's in context to how he's showing up. I hope you really get that piece too. And the other thing, and this is a really key point, a good man looks for is that you picked him. You picked him amongst other people. Most women don't have a problem attracting men, or, having some form of connection with men. And a good man, a high value man, loves to feel that you selected him, and because you see the gifts that you see in him. And by sharing those things, some of the things that I just shared, but again, in context, right? Like making sure that is something that you're showing. Appreciation is the key to that. A good man looks for that in a woman, and a good man looks also for a woman with boundaries, a woman that isn't going to just, pretzel herself into whatever she thinks he wants. She's her own woman. She's the queen. He realizes that. And when he's not showing up in a way that she feels, seen, heard, respected, she will say something in a loving way. So learning how to manage your emotional triggers, your emotions, and how to communicate effectively, this is key to, one, creating the relationship that you might want, that you do desire. And if you're already in a relationship and you're looking to enhance it and grow it, I'm telling you, these little things will support him in feeling this way, and he'll not be able to get enough of you. I can assure you of that. Put a yes in the comment section. One, if you saw this video, if it was supportive to you, if there's anything else you want to know, write it. And I would invite you to ask me a question if you're struggling in your love life, or if this is an area where you think you've tried everything and you feel like you're showing up and men aren't showing up for you. Just write, yeah, I'm feeling challenged, down in the comments, and let me support you. And if you're feeling scared or shy to ask anything, I'm going to invite you to step out of your comfort zone and ask, because I guarantee you that question that you ask will help other people that might have been afraid to ask this time. Yay! So good to see you. So that's the key. One, having boundaries, sharing from a place of love. Hey, listen, what I heard you say was X, and this is how I felt. I would appreciate it in the future if you wouldn't talk like that to me, or you wouldn't say that word. It makes I feel X when someone does that. And I'm sure that's not what you meant by it. Did you? Right? So it's you being able to draw the line in the sand and being able to say, hey, look, this works, this doesn't work, from your heart and from a place of love, not from the place of feeling emotionally triggered. And a lot of times, if you have been in a situation, and most women have, where you haven't been treated well, or you've been on the emotional roller coaster and you've kept trying in this relationship because that's just an old pattern for you, then it can be harder to, one, recognize and show respect for a man out of fear of you being seen, and also not necessarily putting him on a pedestal too. So you want to make sure that you're showing appreciation and also being able to draw that line in the sand for you of, and how do you do that? Because you get to learn what works for you. You get to learn what, you know, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, and how to articulate that from a place of love, not being hurt, right? If you're communicating from a place of being triggered and lashing out, a lot of the times the person in front of you doesn't know why. And secondly, they start reacting to you, so it becomes a react kind of thing. So, and men, when they feel like they're wrong, they will automatically go into defense mode. The best guys will do that. So you want to, and when you're talking to a man and drawing a line in the sand, I just felt called to share this, drawing your own line in the sand, especially if you're not used to setting boundaries. Sometimes men will show up in defense mode. And then once because they've been used to feeling attacked in the past. So if they've been used to feeling attacked, they're going to go into an automatic response, which might be a defense mode. And most of the time, they will course correct and show up differently later. So you'll notice a couple days later, he's not going to say that thing, and he's going to be showing up even sweeter and kinder to you, because good guys, they want to get it right, and they want to feel your love, adoration, and respect for them, and it makes them grow their love for you in the long term. So let me know your biggest takeaway. If this helped you, I'm here for you, and I want to see you have freedom in your relationships, create that deep connection that you desire, and know that there are great men out there. It's that showing up with respect, appreciation, and that he's chosen from you, and you being a woman of value, showing up as high value. And I can talk more into that later. So if you need more support on, what does high value look like? How would that, what would that way of being? I'll definitely share another video on that too. All right. Mwah. See you guys later.